T-Bird fans, we welcome you to a brand new edition of T-Bird Talk. I'm Cloud County Community College Sports Information Director, Toby Nosker. On this week's edition of the show, we're going to have an opportunity to visit with 4 members of the Cloud County Community College volleyball team, all of them from the state of Texas. Now, last weekend, the Cloud County Community College volleyball team opened its 2024 season as they competed at the Dallas College Eastfield Invitational in Mesquite, Texas. The T-Birds went 0-3 on the weekend. Cloud County challenged each set in its season opener, but Reachert College managed to inch past the T-Birds in a highly contested 4-set battle, 25-23, 19-25, 21-25, 25-27. Cloud County was led on the night by sophomore Brady Medina. Medina, an honorable mention, All-Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference West Division selection in 2023, tallied a team-high 17 kills, hit .306, and added 20 digs to her stat line. Sophomore Ashley Suter was a key cog in both the offense and defense for the Thunderbirds, posting a team-leading 22 digs and 28 assists. Sophomore transfer Tara Rajkovic, who played last season for Monroe College in New Rochelle, New York, posted 5 kills, 8 digs, and 2 block assists in her T-Bird debut. Cloud County then closed out the Dallas College Eastfield Invitational with 2 more losses. First, the T-Birds fell to the Independence Pirates 24-26, 18-25, 19-25, and then lost to Dallas College Eastfield 9-25, 13-25, 20-25. Freshman Grace Rowland posted a team-high 7 kills in the 3-set loss to Independence. Medina had 6 kills and 15 digs. Freshman libero Berkleigh Curtis finished with a match-high 16 digs. Sophomores Emery May and Tara Rajkovic each finished with 3 kills. Suter added 2 kills, 11 digs, and a team-best 21 assists. Medina led the charge with 6 kills and 15 digs in the team's matchup against Dallas College Eastfield, the defending NJCAA Division III national champions and the current number 1 ranked club in Division III. Rowland posted 5 kills in the loss. Suter chipped in 3 kills, 9 digs, and 9 assists. Curtis had 7 digs and 1 assist. Freshman Rachel Chiquin finished with 4 digs. The T-Birds finished the match with just 19 kills. And then last night, Cloud County was on the road for a midweek road match as they traveled to Columbus, Nebraska to take on number 18 ranked Central Community College. The Raiders picked up the victory, defeating Cloud County in 4 sets. Central Community College took the first set 25-20 and the second set 25-11 to take an early 2-0 match lead. The T-Birds continued to fight, winning a thrilling third set 33-31 to force the match into a 4th set. In the 4th set, the Raiders gained back control, winning 25-17 to take the match 3-1. Medina led Cloud County with 12 kills and 21 digs. Rowland contributed 8 kills and 6 block assists. May had 5 kills and 2 block assists. Rajkovic also posted 5 kills, 3 digs, and 2 block assists. Chiquin tallied 19 digs. Freshman setter Maria Clara Lopez Miranda stood out with 13 assists and 10 digs. Savannah Krupicka, another freshman setter, added 12 assists and 4 digs, while Suter finished with 8 assists and 4 digs. Now, Cloud County is using today as a travel day as the team makes another trip to the Lone Star State for the Cisco College Wrangler Ranger Roundup in Cisco, Texas. Cloud County will play Coastal Bend College and Cisco College this Friday before taking on Seminole State College and Western Texas College on Saturday. On this week's edition of T-Bird Talk, we're going to talk to 4 members of the Cloud County Community College volleyball team from the state of Texas. Joining us will be Julieanne Sandoval, a freshman from Corpus Christi, Texas; Berkleigh Curtis, a freshman from Port Neches, Texas; Tori Sanders, a freshman from Kirbyville, Texas; and Rachel Chiquin, a freshman from Houston, Texas. This is T-Bird Talk.
Are you a Kansas or Nebraska high school senior who's thinking about your next steps after high school? If so, you qualify for Cloud County Community College's $500 Early Bird Scholarship. All you have to do is visit campus before December 13th and have a GPA of 3.0 or higher, and you get a $500 scholarship guaranteed. So come visit Cloud and see why our students are Cloud proud. On your visit, you'll see our campus, meet with an academic advisor, and get a chance to have all your questions answered. Set up your campus visit today by giving us a call at 800-729-5101 extension 212 or visiting us online at cloud.edu/admissions.
This weekend, the Cloud County Community College volleyball team will be heading back to the state of Texas as they're going to compete in the Wrangler Ranger Roundup hosted by Cisco College in Cisco, Texas. The T-Birds will get action underway this Friday at 9 a.m. when they match up with Coastal Bend College. Then at 3 p.m. on Friday, Cloud County will square off with Cisco College, and then they'll finish out the tournament on Saturday with 2 matches. At 9 a.m., they'll take on Seminole State College, and at 1 p.m. Saturday, a matchup with Western Texas College. Now this year, 4 members of the Cloud County Community College volleyball team hail from the state of Texas, and they're joining us this week on T-Bird Talk. And joining us first from Corpus Christi, Texas, is Julieanne Sandoval. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, and I appreciate you joining us. Tell me a little bit about your background, specifically as it relates to volleyball. How long have you been playing volleyball?
I've been playing volleyball since my 7th grade year. The moment I stepped on that court, I knew that this was a sport for me. I originally did run track, and I was a runner, so changing from outside to indoor was a little bit. But I just knew that since then that this was my path.
What is it about volleyball in particular, though, that you're attracted to, that you love about the sport so much?
The competitiveness, I feel like as a non-contact sport, this is like the most like aggressive you can be without like having to like physically touch other people like on the other side. So it's just the aggressiveness and the competitiveness too from other girls.
Were you desiring to play at the next level? Were you looking for opportunities collegiately to be able to continue on and compete?
Yes, I was.
What did that recruiting process look like then? Kind of tell me a little bit about that, and what was that experience like for you trying to find a location that you felt like would be a good fit?
To be honest, it was a little stressful trying to find somewhere that was fitting for me, not too far from home, even though Kansas is pretty far from home, that I would fit in, like just the whole community.
What was it about Cloud then that stood out? Tell me a little bit about the conversations you had with the coaches here, and ultimately what led to your decision to become a T-Bird.
It was the coaches. When we had our Zoom calls, I just immediately like clicked with them, and just them, they were so funny. Like they made me laugh, and I was so nervous to be on call with them, and they just made me feel so welcome. And when I got here, it was very welcoming.
Another member of the T-Bird volleyball team from the state of Texas is Berkleigh Curtis. She's from Port Neches, Texas. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your background and how long have you been playing volleyball?
I started playing volleyball in 7th grade, started club in my junior year of high school. So that was a little later than normal.
Did you play other sports?
I did. I played softball since I was 3, and I played basketball for a little bit. So it was really... softball was my one love for about the majority of the time.
So tell me about what changed then in the decision to continue on collegiately playing volleyball.
I think it was really just my club coach. Finding, like, getting out of the high school and going into the club level and finding, like, a good coach and a great environment to be in really changed.
What was that recruiting process like for you, and how did you hear even of Cloud County Community College?
Well, I got on this app called Field Level, and I reached out to a lot of coaches, had a lot of conversations, some that went places, some that didn't go anywhere. It was very bumpy road. Tori actually was on my club team, and she was with Cloud first, and I reached out to Cloud through Field Level, and then my club coach knew Deb, so it kind of just started from there.
What was your conversations like with the coaches here Cloud. Why did you feel like this would be a good fit for you?
Talking to them, they made it very, like, comfortable, and, like, they cared about not just your volleyball, but also your personal and your school level.
Let me bring Tori Sanders in to the conversation then. Tori's from Kirbyville, Texas. So you played club ball then with Berkleigh.
Yes, sir, I sure did.
And so tell me about your volleyball background. How long have you been playing the sport?
So actually my mom was a volleyball coach at a private school when I was a little kid. So that's kind of how volleyball was introduced to me. But I didn't start playing until 6th grade, and then I started playing club as a freshman in high school. So I've been playing for about 6-7 years now.
The decision to keep going post high school, was that something you were desiring? Did you always know that I always wanted to continue and play at the next level?
So originally I wanted to play basketball, but there was some issues at my school with it, so I ended up playing select volleyball instead of select basketball, and then that's when I made the decision to work towards getting a scholarship.
And Berkleigh mentioned you had already had contact with Cloud County. Tell me about how Cloud County entered the picture for you.
So it all started with Cloud reaching out to my club coach, and then we had a tournament in Austin, Texas, that they had came out and watched, and they ended up recruiting me after I finished pool play. So.
And what was it about the conversations you had with them that made you feel like, okay, this can be a place I can come to and play?
They were really nice, very welcoming, like others have said. They, like Berkleigh said, they didn't just care like about the athletic aspect of, you know, going to the next level, but they also care about like your college, your academics, like your well-being, like all of that. So it's not just only about the sport. It's also about your academic and your well-being.
A fourth member of the T-Bird volleyball team from the state of Texas, from Houston actually, is Rachel Chiquin. Welcome. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So let's kind of talk a little bit about your background as it relates to volleyball. Tell me a little bit about how long you've been playing volleyball.
Yeah, I started as a freshman in high school, and then I joined club as a senior, so just 1 year of club.
Did you know that you wanted to compete at the next level, or how did you arrive at that decision?
It was like at the end of my junior year, I was like, I really love this sport. I think I want to keep doing this after high school. So I think actually that's how I ended up playing club. And then I talked to my club coach about it, and she was very helpful with finding a good school for me. And then Cloud came in, and, you know.
And why did you feel like Cloud was a good school? I mean, tell me about the conversations.
The conversation. So so when I talked to Coach Hilta and Deb, it was like they were so nice and they were very welcoming, and they were like everyone said they're super comforting and like they're super like they care about you. So it was like more of that. They felt like it felt very like it felt very like meant to happen.
I want to talk with each of you about how the transition has gone. It's all your first time away from home, being in a new state, in the state of Kansas. So, Rachel, let me begin with you, though.
Yeah.
So you all arrive on campus prior to everybody else. You move in. You're the first students to arrive. I'm sure it gives you a chance to kind of bond with each other as teammates. There's no other distraction. School hasn't started yet. Mm-hmm. But you really hit the ground running with some hard days of practice.
Yeah.
What was that transition like for you?
It was very, honestly, it was pretty hard because I did keep up with my exercises back home. But then coming here was like actually next level. It was like everything was like next level conditioning and like the drills and waking up early to go, do practices and workouts. Yeah. So yeah, it was very like kind of draining, but of course it helped a lot because I feel like in those 2 weeks that we like worked hard, we like improved a lot.
Berkleigh, what was that transition like for you? I mean, tell me about coming onto campus. I know it was almost like 3-a-days, right? I mean, you put in a lot of work, whether in the fitness center or on the floor, practicing as a team. What was that transition like?
It was hard, but I feel like having the sophomores and having the coaches, it was like really more comfortable. And like they really helped you feel okay with it. And even though we're working 3 times a day and we are putting everything we have into every minute of court time and gym time that we had, I feel like it just made everyone closer and just made the transition better.
Julieanne, what was the team bonding experience like? Again, you're the only ones on campus, those first couple of weeks really before, the rest of the student body moves in. So what was that like for you getting to know the rest of your teammates, your coaches, and I know you guys beyond practice did a lot of group activities, team meals, that sort of thing.
I think at first, I can probably say this for everyone, it was like a little like, oh, like these are the people like we're going to be like living with, like these are the people that we're going to be playing like actual competitive like volleyball. So it was at first it was a little like, oh, like, I don't really know these girls yet. So it like within like the couple days, like we were already getting to know each other, and it like the moment we like got to know each other, the moment that like we clicked, it was so good. Like these girls are so amazing, and being here with them like makes it like 10 times better.
And has that made the transition for you easier, dealing with maybe being a little homesick, again, being away from home for the first time, knowing that you've got all these teammates and, four of you from the state of Texas can probably find somehow to relate to each other a little bit, but that you're all kind of going through the same thing at the same time?
Yeah, it actually made it way better because having everyone together, like it just made it a lot easier to make friends, because if you just came regularly like as a student, that would be a lot harder without knowing anyone. Like it would be a lot harder to make friends. So having already like built-in friends basically in your team, like it just made it like so much more comforting, so much more like at ease for me, and basically like we're not alone. So it was good.
Tori, right before you start practice, you come in a few days before, and you actually get an opportunity to help host a few volleyball camps for some of the younger kids here in the north central Kansas area. And so a good way to kind of break the ice, I'm sure, again, to get to know each other, but also have some fun with some of the younger kids. What was the camp experience like, being able to work with some of the youth around the area?
The camps were honestly fun. I enjoyed seeing younger kids love the game of volleyball and want to get better at the game of volleyball. Some of them may have been a little wild, but they still came and played, and it was just really fun to see them want to play volleyball.
Are you telling me you were never a wild camper back in the day?
No, I was kind of shy because I'm not really like I don't know how to explain it. Like, if I don't know anybody, I'm not going to speak. So, but yeah, the experience was definitely good. I liked being the one helping with the camp and not the camper. That was really fun. But at the same time, I love being the camper. So, but yeah, it was still really fun.
Let me ask you, Tori, what has been maybe the most challenging aspect for you, taking the leap from high school and club ball to now competing on a college level? What's been the maybe the biggest obstacle or the toughest challenge that you've had to face kind of the first month so far?
I would honestly say the speed, because when you come from high school, the speed is very it's not fast, it's very slow. So when you come to college and you're playing at that fast pace, it's kind of hard at first, but once you get the hang of it, it starts to all click. So it's honestly the speed of the game is the biggest, I would say the biggest change.
And Julieanne, you were kind of nodding along with that. You feel like the speed is maybe the biggest challenge?
Yeah, definitely. Just having to readjust to that after kind of not really playing as much as during the summer, and then now coming in and hitting it hard those first 2 weeks, and then now like actually playing and getting used to that speed. I think that was like the biggest like stepping stone from like, oh, like I'm actually in college now. Like this is the real deal right now.
Berkleigh, you talked a little bit earlier about the sophomores. You have 4 sophomores that played here at Cloud last year, 5 sophomores in total with 1 transfer coming in. But for those girls that had been around, what kind of leaders have they been? How have they helped support you guys as you've made this transition now to college ball?
They have been so much help with everything on and off the court, to like showing us our classes, to helping us in just like fixing a mistake that we made in practice so they make a correction for us, and like just overall picking up the energy and pushing everyone to their max level of potential. They've just been really helpful.
Rachel, for you, talk about the transition. What's been maybe the toughest aspect of this for you so far?
I'll say not volleyball-wise, but mostly like just not being around my family, knowing like how far they are, and it's not like I can't really, see them. It's hard.
And I know, this last week we traveled down to the Dallas, Texas area.
Yeah.
And I know for many of you, you had some family or relatives or friends and folks that were able to be, there to help support you. Berkleigh, what was that like? I mean, to be able to, there's probably only a few times they're going to be able to see you play, given you've, are playing so far away from home. So how important was that for you that they do get a chance to see you?
It was very important to me. Like, I got to see everybody that I love, and they actually got to see me play on the collegiate level.
And Tori, for you, I know kind of similar. There was folks there, to support you. Talk a little bit about that, because I know they're not going to be able to make all the competitions.
Honestly, I think it was a very good thing, because me and my mom haven't had the easiest road getting to this level. So just to see my mom's face and like how happy she was just to see me play at the collegiate level was literally, it was so amazing. I was just really happy for her to be able to be there and us get to kind of talk about the experience and stuff. So,
Julieanne?
I had a little breath of relief seeing my mom and my sister come up to Dallas, though it is a 6-hour drive for us. So, and I'm so glad they were able to make it and see me there wearing that Cloud County uniform as a collegiate volleyball player. And it's crazy the road that like it took to get me there. So I'm so thankful for both of them and having them there.
They brought you snacks even.
They did bring me snacks. I was so excited. That bag of candy that my mom brought me, like I still have some. I'm like savoring the candy right now.
Something I'm doing on the show with all of the interviews that we're doing this season is we're going to end with what I call the final 4 questions. So I have 4 questions for you. And I'll ask them of each of you so you can all answer these questions. I feel like we're kind of talking a little bit about one of them right now. So Tori, I'm going to let you kick this off. What is it you miss the most about Texas?
I would say my family. Mostly like my mom, my grandparents, and my brother, because those are the people that have always been there for me no matter what, and I don't know what I would do without them. So I definitely miss my family a lot. So,
Rachel, let's go to you. What is it that you miss the most about Texas?
Definitely my family and my friends. Also, like, having everything near, because I'm from a big city. Houston, like, it's such a big city. So having, like, everything, like, close to me and, like, being able to just go shopping and go everywhere. It's, like...
Is it a culture shock of sorts to go from...
Definitely a culture shock. I've never been in any small town ever. So I graduated with 700 and something people. So I was, like, a huge... like school compared to coming here, but I love it. I love like how everyone's super close and like the community so close to each other, and I love it.
And because you talk about being homesick a little bit.
Yeah.
How supportive have folks been around here at the college, and do you feel like you have a support system that's in place that can help you out as you deal and struggle maybe with some of that transition.
Definitely. Everyone, like the sophomores, they kind of knew of that. Mostly the internationals, they're super far from home, and they've been like super helpful with like knowing how it feels to be far. And they just like help me out with that. Like they're good with talking to me and like helping me with that.
I got off on our final 4 questions. Berkleigh, let me go to you. What do you miss the most about Texas?
Definitely my family, but not only that, I really miss the Cajun food. I need some Cajun food.
Julieanne, what's the answer for you? What do you miss the most?
A trick question. I think I'm going to have to say my family and my friends. I truly do miss them, and they have been supporting me along the way up here. So I'm so glad that I'll be able to see them soon, again this weekend, and then hopefully for Thanksgiving. So I truly miss them the most. And kind of to piggyback on what Rachel said, having everything very close to you, you know, being able to drive myself to places, and yeah, just missing that.
All right, question 2, and I'm going to stay with you, Julieanne, but I'm going to piggyback off what Berkleigh just said a second ago. So we make the trip last weekend down to Texas. We stop and we eat at Whataburger. I feel like that's what people – I feel like Kansas people, when they think of Texas, they think of Buc-ee's and Whataburger. But give me a different answer, though. I want to know, if I'm heading back to Texas sometime, where would you recommend I visit, or where would you recommend I eat?
Any place with good barbecue. I know like a chain like Rudy's, like that's a very well-known chain in Texas. Rudy's Barbecue gets you a nice brisket with some bread, jalapenos, pickles. You can't forget the cream corn. That's like the top tier like side for barbecue is cream corn and potato salad. You can never go wrong with some good barbecue and sweet tea. Sweet tea, oh my gosh.
I shouldn't have asked this question. You guys are going to make me hungry. Rachel, if I go to Texas, where do you recommend I visit, or where should I eat? What should I do?
Honestly, Texas Roadhouse is up there. The rolls, with the cinnamon sugar butter, it's so good. That's like the main reason why I go there. It's so good.
Berkleigh, what about you?
Okay, well, it all depends on where you go. If you're going down by where I live, you obviously got to hit a Cajun restaurant. You got to get some crawfish or a seafood boil for sure. But you can also go to Razoo's. That's a lovely Cajun restaurant. But definitely some Cajun food.
What's your favorite Cajun food?
Oh, that's a hard one. Boudin. I'm getting me some boudin this weekend. Praise. And, yeah, definitely some crawfish or some gumbo.
Tori, where would you recommend I visit or eat?
So I would say if you come down to Texas, definitely, like Berkleigh said, get you some Cajun food. If you like spicy food, please get a seafood boil. That is like my thing. I get them like every week when I'm home. Like I love them so much. So yes, Cajun food all the way.
That was one of the things I heard from Coach Ramos, was she kept telling me about the girls that were missing their Cajun food. That they, you know.
Yes, y'all. It's like I'm sorry, but y'all don't season y'all's food.
It's
like,
different.
I'm struggling. Like it's so bland.
So Berkleigh, let me come to you. Question number 3. At any point in the time that you've played the sport of volleyball, what would you point to as your favorite volleyball memory?
Definitely my last club game of my senior year. We were playing in College Station, and we went undefeated and won the whole tournament, and it was just the best team and coach and everything right there.
Rachel, what about you? Do you have a favorite volleyball memory?
I'll say just this my club season, my first and last club season, just the team that I ended up with and my coaches. They were the best people ever, and they were just like the sweetest and the most supportive people ever. And
The relationships.
my relationship with my coaches, they're amazing.
Julieanne, anything come to mind for you?
I think was meeting my this past year's club coach. This is the first year I played with her, and also my last year playing with her. She has been my biggest supporter. we just instantly like clicked. Like she is my favorite person in the world. Like,
What's her name?
her name is Sienna.
Give her a shout out. Just
Shout out Sienna. I'm so glad I was able to meet her and that God brought her my way when I needed her the most. Because I did go in this last club season hurt. So I'm just so glad that she was able to work with me and help me out and get me recruited and come play at the collegiate level. I owe it to her.
Tori, for you, what's been your favorite ever volleyball memory?
So this one, I have a couple. So this one involves Berkleigh. We were at the Lone Star qualifier, and my girl Berkleigh, my libero Berkleigh, blocked somebody in the middle. That was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. And then,
Because real quick, because Berkleigh, for those that don't know, how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
Okay. So just to kind of put that in perspective, you're a libero.
Yes.
And now she's at the net blocking people?
Yes, that was amazing. Love it. Oh my gosh, I wish I could pull back the footage. But just like this club season in general, like we won probably 3 tournaments in all. And like the people on the team and the coach, oh my gosh, the coach, shout out Mish, I love you so much. Yes, you literally, if it weren't for you, I would not be here today. Shout out to my mom too, because I wouldn't be here today without her either. So thank y'all, I appreciate it.
All right, time for our last question. Question number 4. I want to know from each of you, what are your goals for this season? What do you most want to accomplish? It can be personal. It can be a team goal. Whatever it is. Berkleigh, do you want to kick us off? What's your goals for the season?
Okay, so obviously to stay libero and try to keep the jersey is definitely one of my personal goals. But as a team, I really want us to get to that national level.
Rachel, what about you?
I'll say definitely keep my confidence up, I'll say, and know that I can do what I want to do and, like, accomplish my goals, which are, like, you know, be good at defense, be, like, consistent at serve receive and everything. And also, yes, national. We're an amazing team, and I feel like we definitely can do that.
Julieanne, what are your goals?
My personal goal, is to keep my head up high, stay positive, you know, go into everything with a fighting, like, attitude and just go in and ready to pummel that ball. But and just like everyone else said, to get us to nationals, to get us to the week before Thanksgiving. We're gonna be that week before Thanksgiving. We're not gonna be home. We're not gonna be here. We're not gonna be here at Cloud. We're gonna be at nationals.
Tori, what are your goals?
I would say my goals are to just keep working hard and kind of what Julie said, keep my head up, and just to get better. And, like, of course, as a team goal, I would love to go to nationals. I've never experienced anything like that, so I think that would be a great thing for all of us, the team as a whole. We definitely have the talent for it, so.
Well, I want to thank all 4 of you for coming on to visit with us, to talk to us, and we'll see you down in Texas this week. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Again, my thanks going out to Tori Sanders, Rachel Chiquin, Julieanne Sandoval, and Berkleigh Curtis, 4 members of the T-Bird volleyball team, for being our guests this week on T-Bird Talk.
Are you a Kansas or Nebraska high school senior who's thinking about your next steps after high school? If so, you qualify for Cloud County Community College's $500 Early Bird Scholarship. All you have to do is visit campus before December 13th and have a GPA of 3.0 or higher, and you get a $500 scholarship guaranteed. So come visit Cloud and see why our students are Cloud proud. On your visit, you'll see our campus, meet with an academic advisor, and get a chance to have all your questions answered. Set up your campus visit today by giving us a call at 800-729-5101 extension 212 or visiting us online at cloud.edu/admissions.
I want to send a special thanks out to 4 members of the Cloud County Community College volleyball team for joining us today. Julieanne Sandoval, a freshman from Corpus Christi, Texas. Berkleigh Curtis, a freshman from Port Neches, Texas. Tori Sanders, a freshman from Kirbyville, Texas. And Rachel Chiquin, a freshman from Houston, Texas. The T-Bird volleyball team will be competing this weekend in the Cisco College Wrangler Ranger Roundup. Clyde Kenny will play Coastal Bend College and Cisco College on Friday before taking on Seminole State College and Western Texas College on Saturday. Now, Clyde Kenny fans can follow along with various in-match reports on the Clyde Kenny Athletic Department's official social media accounts. Now, next week on T-Bird Talk, it's finally race week for the Clyde Kenny Community College men's and women's cross-country teams. The T-Bird runners will be opening the 2024 season at the 76th Annual J.K. Gold Classic in Wichita. The meet, hosted by Wichita State University, will be held Saturday, September 7th at the new Clapp Cross Country Course at L.W. Clapp Park in Wichita. The men's race will begin at 8 a.m. September 7th, with the women to follow at 9 a.m. Next week on T-Bird Talk, we'll have an opportunity to preview the 2024 cross-country season when we're joined by head men's and women's cross-country coach, Drew Mahan. New episodes of T-Bird Talk drop every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe. T-Bird Talk is a production of the Clyde Kenny Community College Athletic Department.